This by far may be the least boost cushion in a basketball shoe, but the reason why it functions way better than all of the boost basketball shoes I've ever had is because, hey, what's good guys, it's your boy Diesel, and today I'm very excited to talk to you guys about the performance review and material overview of the Adidas Harden 3s. Starting things off with the upper material of the shoe, we have a knit material, we have some fuse overlays in the big toe area, the medial portion of the shoe, an elastic band over your flex portion of the foot, leather materials on the heels, and leather materials on the tongue. This shoe has one of the best implementations of knit in my opinion. The knit material on this one is not thick, it doesn't stretch as much, but it still gives you that good support within the shoe. Now for the elastic band on the shoe, a lot of people are saying it's just for aesthetic purposes, but in my experience personally, when I unlace my shoe and actually pull this out, I feel relief. Now what does that mean performance wise? That means when I do release this and it is on there as it's supposed to be. So what they were saying was it was for side to side movements and additional support for side to side movements, and I do think it does have a little effect on that. So it's just me personally, but I do stand on that belief. Connected with that elastic band is an extension of rubber from the midsole towards the upper material. Now I like the placement of this because it is found at the knuckle portion of your pinky toe area. So if you do lateral movements and you're not flat-footed, this is the best placement for this support right here. Now for the tongue of the shoe, it's actually really padded. So even if you cinch up the laces on these shoes, the tongue's got you covered. Like, it's not gonna hurt. So the tongue feature is really good. I like that they add that premium leather right there to add to that premium feeling or that signature line feeling. The heel portion of the shoe, we can also find leather. Same quality leather as with the tongue. I don't really care how it looks. I'm just glad it is there to add flavor to the shoe. Oh, is it good flavor or bad? That's your personal opinion on it. But to me, it doesn't really matter. For the heel counter of the shoe, I think this is very minimal. It just covers this portion right here. So it's not that big. It's not that big of a heel counter. It does its job to support the function of the heel counter. They did add good chunk of cushion in the heel area, and the lining of the heel area is what they call the cat's tongue. I learned that from Nightwing. He actually told me that in person when we played together. What cat's tongue actually does is that there will be minimal movement because there is cushion on the heel portion, and the material that's on there is causing friction to your socks. Not friction in a bad way, but friction in a good way, where it's just helping you lockdown wise. So there is minimal heel movement, minimal heel slippage. Now we're done with the upper, let's go with the traction. Initially I was very excited with the traction. I say initially because when I got to wear it, I'm not saying it didn't perform well, it did perform really good. My expectation was just too high. My expectation was here and it was just a little bit down here, but it just didn't reach my expectation. I was hoping for it to be really close with the Kobe 8s, the Kobe 9s. But it's really close there, but it's just not quite there. But it's really, really good. And one more good thing about the traction pattern is that I am so glad they got rid of that same traction pattern as the 1s and the 2s. Like, I did not like that at all. The reason I am not going with my traditional pattern from traction, midsole, and upper is because I wanted to save the best for last when it comes to this shoe, and that is its midsole portion and what's in the midsole. As you can see, this is actually a very low profile boost model basketball shoe. This by far may be the least boost cushion in a basketball shoe, but the reason why it functions way better than all of the boost basketball shoes I've ever had is because of what's in there. Normally Adidas uses torsion plate. On this model, they didn't use torsion plate, but instead used propulsion plate. And I've never given so much emphasis on stability plates, propulsion plates, torsion plates, fiber shanks, flight plate, speed plate, whatever plate you could think of until this propulsion plate right here. The reason why I'm giving emphasis to it is because this had torsion plate, this had torsion plate, this had torsion plate, this had torsion plate, this had what they call infinity torsion plate, but it's still torsion plate. But this one had propulsion plate, and the way it plays is really different. And why do I say that? Those torsion plates, the way it was advertised is that it's for adaptability, independent forefoot and heel movement, and it holds stability. Well, it does do that, but the propulsion plate is just made for something else. The propulsion plate provides stable movement for kick out and jumping in speed running and court sports, allowing efficient and smooth movements. The plate supports efficient movement by reducing the local bending of the sole and stabilizing it. So movements that place a large load on the shoes, such as kicking out and jumping, cause the sole to bend locally, which may hinder stable and smooth movement. To alleviate this problem, the propulsion plate technology has been developed. Now, how does it differ from the other Boost models? I was actually texting with my friend about this, and I would say this is probably the best implementation of Boost model in a basketball shoe. I would go far as to say that because I experienced it. Very low profile, which means a very, very good court feel. And that propulsion plate just makes the biggest difference in the world. Because what was lacking in all of the other Adidas model shoes is the responsiveness. Like, the cushion is there, it's really smooth. Crazy explosive lows have cushion and court feel. It just doesn't have that responsiveness. I firmly believe that the propulsion plate on this shoe is the one that's giving it that extra push on the responsiveness side. So there are no delays, like even a fraction of a second in your movement. Like when you want to stop and regain momentum again, this shoe has it. That very small portion of delay in your movement has now been erased with the Harden Volume 3s. Overall verdict of the shoe is that I know aesthetically it doesn't look pleasing, but I've experienced shoes before that doesn't look pleasing but performed really well. Because the first time these came in, these didn't even look like a basketball shoe. This looked like a soccer shoe. And who would have thought that a soccer looking basketball shoe would perform really well? So why would I not try these on? So looks aside, I've already told you performance wise, the traction is really, really good. Just not a part of the Kobe line, but really close there. That's largely in part of the soft rubber that they implemented on the shoe, and it really works. Next, the cushion, the best Boost implementation in a basketball shoe. Added that propulsion plate, makes the cushion, stability portion, court feel, and responsiveness excellent. With this concoction, I think Adidas hit the mark. Now lastly, the upper. As we very well know, Adidas is going to change colorways and then change materials, which is, I'm not so worried about the upper because I know it already performs well tooling wise because of the traction, outsole, the midsole, and the cushion. I know this is going to perform really well regardless of what they put on the upper material. And the Harden line, I'm an A-half. This one, I'm an A-half. The Harden ones, I'm an A-half. I didn't even try the Harden 2s because I know they suck. That ends my material overview and performance review of the Harden 3s. You guys caught the shoe already? Did you guys enjoy playing with this shoe? Or was it a flop in your part? Leave your comments down below in the comment section. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and thank you guys for your support. Peace out.